Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Ultimate Survival World War II. This is a series featuring, what's his name? Uh, Audell, Hazen Audell. We've seen him before. Has a number of different series about him, basically putting his body into various different locations in extreme conditions and surviving. Now, this is a series. Each of the episodes are about 44 or so minutes each. It's from 2019, and so far, I don't know if there's any more episodes. There's only about 6 episodes in this season or series in its complete form. You basically just get to follow him as he goes through various locations around the world where people had to struggle to survive in the wake of the battles of World War II. When we think of World War II, we always think, oh, it's Germany versus America and Europe, and we're all just battling in Europe, and maybe it's snowy, and we played Call of Duty one time, and there's a Russian front or something. It's more than that. There's obviously the Japanese were also a part of this. They were part of the Nazis. That was not a great thing. I love Japan, but yeah, they didn't pick good sides. They actually had overtaken the Philippines and taken a number of Filipino and American soldiers, because we had a base there, we still do, had taken over that base and basically created a number of prisoners of war. At one point, they got the word that all the prisoners had to be executed. They started dousing with gasoline and lighting them on fire, and, well, shooting at them. And that would, of course, light them on fire. And lots of death. What happened in that moment, according to this, I have not read the official articles, but there's stories, everything else, historical record. But a number of soldiers made a last-ditch escape, and apparently 11 of them had made it off of the chunk of land in which they were being held, and that left them trying to overcome a number of natural obstacles, whether it's just swimming an ocean, well, part of the ocean, like or a bay kind of thing, to other land that they get away from the Japanese soldiers, and then go through jungles and swamps and all sorts of other different things. And so we get Audell, Hazen. Should I call him Audell? Should I call him Hazen? Hazen. We'll just call him Hazen. On his first name basis. I'm sure he'd call me Doug. Sure. Hazen. It shows us, as he gives sort of a historic aspect to each of these steps and the things. It is like a survival tip kind of thing. Should you ever find yourself in a Philippine jungle and you want to survive being hunted by Japanese soldiers. However, his situation is not exactly the same, because he was not being hunted by Japanese soldiers or any soldiers of any kind, and nobody was shooting at him, seeking his death. It's literally him just attempting to swim some part of the ocean area around the islands there. Again, this is overly dramatic at times. It's you have to give it some leeway. He's never truly horribly in danger. Yeah, sure. Certain things could have gone wrong, but the fact that you're seeing this episode means that, yeah, he was all right. He's going to be all right by the end of the episode. He's going to overcome any obstacle. But they're no less harrowing, that when it comes to dealing with starvation and again, these soldiers were POWs. When you see the pictures, the photos from this era of the emaciated, just scrawny bones just sticking out kind of bodies of these soldiers who had just been held captive for so long, they weren't exactly in their best, survival, but they were survival state. They are a bit desperate. Let's just say they're driven by the need to get home, and whether they're going to die on the receiving end of a Japanese soldier's bullet, or they're going to do it while trying to traverse a series of caves, eating random slimy creatures in the jungle, or, trying to not be bit by centipedes, crocodiles, or, sharks. It's you take what you can get. And yeah, swimming in the oceans. One of the guys got bit by a shark. I think they're silver tips, and apparently they're a bit more bitey than the rest. I don't know. All the shark documentary stuff says they don't bother coming after humans unless they're really agitated for whatever reason. But I don't know. But yeah, again, music and the editing, and it's always like a sort of a build up to where the commercial break would be like, oh no, that centipede, what if it bit me? And then you're back, and he's showing you how he caught the centipede between two sticks, and and there's things that, tips like, oh wait, man, you're being hunted, but you need to create a fire so you can stay warm, and also you want to make sure that maybe you can, if you have like snails you want to eat, you want to cook them to get rid of the parasites, well, you want to make a fire, but smoke would give away your position, and you don't want to do that. Well, how do you make a fire that will prevent the smoke from being seen? Well, he shows you exactly how he does this. Again, he's not really in any danger for the most part. There's no point where he's searching for water, because again, he's not the only one out there. There has to be a guy filming it. There's at least one cameraman, an audio guy, but producer maybe, and they've already had a person go out there. I don't want to ruin the mystic nature of all of this, but there's a location scout that pretty much shows, okay, we want to shoot these caves. This is a good location. It looks really impressive. When he comes upon this, and they already know what kind of shots they want to get. They've already written out the beats of every single thing that these soldiers would have went through. And they want to find the locations that would reflect the things that they would have experienced. And they throw him into that spot. He does his shooting for the day, or pretends that he's going to go to sleep inside a tree or something, and cut, and then he goes back to the hotel, or wherever. There's a nice tent set up somewhere that's not crawling with centipedes or hermit crabs or whatever that are willing to eat anything. So, it's TV magic. It's a documentary series. It's useful in showing the tremendous conditions that these soldiers went through in order to escape people who needed to kill them. And why were they chasing them through a jungle after they escaped? I mean, what are they going to do? They're probably just going to die out there. Well, if they had escaped and got back to their base and told anybody about their conditions and where they were and what was going on, well, guess what? War crimes, and also they would be attacked. And while everything else is going off in Europe and, D-Day and everything else, well, they feel kind of safe out there in the Philippines a little bit. I mean, sure, there's still campaigns going on everywhere else, but we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. Well, guess what? These guys, I'll tell you right now, 11 of them survived. And in just this story, of course, there's other stories of other soldiers and everybody else throughout the world who overcame tremendous conditions. And that's what this series is all about. It's the bug eating and the snail eating and the worm. It's not really a worm, but it's called a type of worm. Just eating that stuff raw. Yeah, he's braver than than I. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. See if there's a Burger King around the corner. No, not Burger King. Just Jollibee. There you go. I'd wait for a Jollibee just to be like on a random corner in the Philippines somewhere. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Oh, there's some chicken and some some mango pies or something. Yeah. That's what I'll wait for. So yeah. Other places that he goes, just to give you a quick, there's a death in the outback. So apparently in Australia. Let's see. Oh no, go down here. Desert Island Manhunt. So they go to the Solomon Islands. They go to the island of Crete, the Nazi Island Manhunt. Death Railway Escape, prisoners escaping a brutal Japanese labor camp in Thailand, and the Frozen Nazi Escape, which is they retrace a white-knuckle escape of Norwegian commandos who thwarted Hitler's atomic bomb. Now, yeah, I have a feeling there's no stories about the brave and courageous trials and triumphs of Nazi soldiers, because who cares? They are not the heroes in this story of World War II. No matter what you may think. I don't know who you are and why you'd be watching me, but yeah, no Nazi fans here. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
198.
198. I forgot tomorrow is Wednesday, and there's a new movie out on Disney Plus. Okay, well, we'll save that one. Hopefully it will not erase itself. 198. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to show you what it is, because tomorrow we're watching the 3-hour epic of Avatar, The Way of Water. Yes, for the few of you who have not seen it, the multi-billion-dollar epic sequel to the original Avatar by James Cameron is coming to Disney Plus tomorrow. And I'll probably watch it at midnight and then spend the next 3 hours or whatever it is and film this as the sun's coming up. So, yeah. Avatar, The Way of Water is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.